Okay. Hello. Welcome to my 10-hour project. My name is Braxton. For my 10-hour project, I decided to make up this little PowerPoint just to kind of guide us so long. I hope that's all right. And hopefully you can still see my face. So the area of communication I decided to focus on was listening. Listening is an essential part of interpersonal communication and is essential if we want any conversation or relationship to be productive. The textbook from this semester described listening as it said listening is a process that involves a message going through reception, perception, attention, the assignment of meaning, and feedback. I love that definition, but I do feel like it goes a little bit deeper than that. I think that listening is similar to hearing. We learned a lot this semester about the differences kind of and similarities between hearing and listening. Um, but I believe that for me at least, listening when it comes down to it is striving to understand someone. I used to think that listening was just, oh, hearing someone and they were talking to me and I was listening to them. But as I've done this project and learned a lot more, I've realized that listening can be nonverbal. You can listen to someone's nonverbal communication. You can listen to their text message, even though there's not verbal communication. As long as you're striving for that understanding, I believe you're listening to them. So for my project, I decided to do 5 dates. They were all about 2 hours long. And before each date, I chose a specific place from the textbook that taught how we could improve our listening skills. And I just decided a specific one I wanted to improve on, focus on, and practice that date. These were under the section where it said steps to improving your overall interpersonal communication skills, communication through better listening. So let's get into it. For the first date, we drove out to a Western ghost town. On this day, I decided to focus on avoiding ego speak. I had lots of opportunities to do this on the drive out there. And when we got to the town, there were so many distracting things that I was like, oh, I'd rather speak about this than whatever Madison, my wife, was talking about. Or I'd want to interject and give my 2 cents about what she was talking about. And I had to kind of stop myself. And as I did this on the date and continued to remind myself, the communication became a lot more smooth. And I learned a lot of things from her. She's a history teacher. And so she had a lot to say about this ghost town. And there were many things I learned that I don't think I would have learned otherwise. And it was a great time. For our second date, we went to dinner at one of our favorite Mediterranean restaurants here in Mesa called Green Corner. And then we went to Target afterwards for Christmas presents. On this one, I decided to focus on where the book said, repeat the major ideas so the communicator can check to be sure you have grasped the meaning, or paraphrasing. Madison had been having an off day, and so this came in handy, especially while we were eating dinner, as I paraphrased what she had said and repeated these ideas so that she knew I was listening. It also worked to smooth out our communication while we were deciding Christmas presents at Target. All right, we also went on a mountain hike for one of our dates. On this one, I decided to focus on controlling distractions. I turned the music down. I specifically chose this date because it was one where we would be able to get rid of those distractions and just be in the mountains and with each other. For our fourth date, we went to Goodwill and dinner, and then we went to see the Mesa Temple lights. It was a great time, and I focused on being a tolerant listener and waiting until I fully understood what she had said before I acted. It was a great time, and this especially came in handy at Goodwill to help us avoid some miscommunications. For our fifth date, we went to Chinese food and picked out some fun fruits to take home afterwards. On this date, I worked on using my engaging nonverbals, sitting up straight, looking at her in the eye, nodding, and just affirming what she was saying. So those were my 10 hours. I learned a lot from this experience. I would say the primary thing that I learned was that listening is so important and it goes so much deeper. That definition I gave at the beginning, I came up with that after I had completed this, and I would not have thought that before, that it goes deeper than just hearing someone. And the other thing I learned, I think, is that it's there are so many different layers to listening. There were so many specific things I had to improve on. And as I did practice these, I was able to really see those improvements and learn that listening is something you can improve on, especially with a plan. Thank you.